Hello, welcome to 2OG's Hookin and Stitchin Island Style. I'm your hostess, Antoinette. Um, Thank you for all the returning subscribers, and to the new subscribers, welcome everybody. I hope you enjoy what content I have to offer. Where have I been? It's been a couple weeks since I did a video. As they are, everybody's fond of saying, life happens. I'm sure everybody's aware of the COVID-19. That is part of the reason. I'm not going to say a whole lot on this, but March is a very hard month for me. I lost my precious Valeria, 9 years old, March 5th last year. She had to cross the Rainbow Bridge, and I miss her every day. She was my constant companion for the second reason that I haven't been doing anything. Could not do a video. Was the passing of, it was my son that passed away's birthday, March 9th. He would have been 38 years old. So he's up there with Valeria, and I miss them both, and that's all I have to say on that. Now, the COVID-19, one of the people I work with is in quarantine for 14 days because she was out of the province. Some of the new protocols that were instilled. If you leave the province and come back, you're in self-quarantine for 14 days. So therefore, it has increased the workload. So days off are very far and few between. So today was supposed to be my day off, and I ended up having to work. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. But enough about that. Let's get on to some of the fun stuff. I have some acquisitions, some whips which are patterns. I have a half finished object. I have an update on the cow that's going on, and little bits and pieces of this and that. To start off with, everybody always asks, what's in your cup? Okay. Look, Mary, my Tim Hortons cup. I am drinking, I'm just going to take a sip. I actually brought the bag with me so you can see it. It's called Java Moose Coffee Roast, and this is Butter Rum Budge, and they're in K-Cups. We bought those in support of the 8th graders. They raise money through the year for their graduation trip at the end of the year. So we support our 8th graders. They have pizza sales and all kind of raffles and stuff. So we try to do what we can to support our 8th graders. The other thing, and Ross from Smell Great Guy does this a lot, but I always burn wax burners in my craft room in my house. And one of my favorites is what I'm currently burning is the Febreze Aloe Vera. I love the smell of this. The only thing about this is getting it out because of the aloe. It's really, usually they just pop out. This one you have to kind of scoop out, but that's one of my favorite wax cubes to burn. Also, I want to wish everybody a belated happy St. Patrick's Day. Merry Slante, which is an Irish, what do you put? You know, it's like when you cheer somebody, like it's 2 beers, and it was on a cup that she got me, and I asked her what it meant, and it basically means cheers. So happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. I'm a day late, which is better than being $1 short. Okay, now I have stuff on this table beside me. My craft room is I'm kind of rearranging and working on it. I have 2 acquisitions. And one of these acquisitions has a little surprise with it. I do the Darn Good Yarn of the Month Club. I had it on pause. I had a bunch of points, so I thought, well, I'm going to cash my points on it and get something, because they had some yarn. And I did get that month's box, but I got Knit Crate, and I got this one. But Knit Crate I've had on pause for probably 4 months, because I've got 3 in there that's waiting to be done, but because it's such a nice luxury yarn, it has to be the right pattern to do it with because it is so nice. I mean, it's the only way I could buy the luxury yarns. I call them luxury yarns. Some people may not think that, but to me, cashmere, silk, superwash merino are luxury yarns. But, so I may resume it later this year. I don't know. So, this darn good yarn, I don't remember what box number it's supposed to be, but in it, let me take this out. I'll show you what I got. It was this yarn here, and this is worsted weight silk yarn, Machu Picchu. It's 50 grams, 42 yards, recycled silk, hand wash, 4.5 to 5.5 millimeter knitting hooks, or crochet is USI 9 to 10.5. So I like their yarns, and they do smell nice. Like I said, I've got 1, 2, 3. This is my 4th box that I have from them. So that came in there, and I got mine through Zelda NRJ3. I'll put her link below, through her affiliate link. Help a fellow podcaster out. And then they gave you these really pretty silver buttons. Came in this month's. And of course they always give you, information about the ladies. A knit and crochet pattern, and this one was for a necklace, both crochet and knit. So it's the same thing, but darn good yarn. Even with the Canadian exchange, isn't a bad deal. I mean, the shipping, and we all know shipping costs, and it is what it is. I had some points. They had this yarn, and to tell you the truth, let's see how much. I don't know if it's on here, how much I paid. It wasn't much, but I got them for free because I used up my points, and I've got 5 of them. I'll show you this one here. I don't know how true to color this is coming out, but it's purples and lilac. And it is ombre recycled silk yarn. It is a lace weight, 0. And it is a very thin yarn. And there's 50 grams, 230 yards, lace, 4-ply recycled silk. Suggested knitting needle size is a 0 to a 1. Sorry about that. And hook size is 1.6 to 1.4 millimeter, size B, or 1 US. I just thought it would be really pretty. I have some like metallic thread yarn. I thought this would make a beautiful shawl because it is an ombre, and I kind of have an idea what shawl I want to do with this. And 5 of these, gives me 1,150 yards, so that should make a nice shawl. But I thought it was pretty, and it didn't cost me anything, so I just used up a bunch of my points, and I got it because it was free. So that was my one acquisition. So I've been pretty much on a yarn ban, but I mean, it didn't cost me anything, so using my points, would that be a yarn ban? And in that same order, they had this, I think it was, and I got this with my points too, $5. I do not do amigurumi. Okay, see little frog? And they have a knit or crochet pattern with this. You get green yarn, white yarn, black yarn, the stuffing, and the darning needle. For the knitting pattern, you need 3 millimeter DPNs, and for crochet, you need a size C or 3 millimeter hook. So, this is why I like to do surprises. comment on the video and tell me if you like amigurumi and if you'd want to do this. Amigurumi isn't my thing. I do work with small hooks, and you will be seeing an example of that after this in my whips and faux section. But comment into the comments if you do amigurumi, or if you don't do amigurumi, and tell me you would love to kiss the frog to be your prince. Yes, surprise giveaway. So I will give this for pick a winner through the YouTube random comment picker. I bought this with my own money. It is not sponsored by YouTube. It is not sponsored by Darn Good Yarn. It's 2 OGs Hookin and Stitchin Island style with my own Canadian dollars. I bought this. You must be over 18. You must be subscribed. You must like the video and comment below answering the question I asked. Do you or don't you do amigurumi? And the key word is going to be frog. So this will run for 2 weeks, which will put us, let me see, today's the 18th, 25th. I think it'll be April 1st. Oh my heavens, April Fool's Day. This will run till April Fool's Day, April 1. So I will pay to ship it anywhere international. Any taxes, duties, customs fees, or any other costs involved other than the shipping I pay when it leaves me is the responsibility of the winner. So you never know too, there might be a couple more goodies in it for you. And the winner will have to just email me your shipping address. I normally email them and comment on the comment that they did in this video and let them know that they're a winner. And anybody that wants to, if doesn't have a YouTube channel and wants to take a picture and put it on the Yarny Yaya's Facebook group page, that'd be welcome too, so people can see that I do give. I give my giveaways. I've only had I've had 4 people that got stuff, and like I said, I just decided that that's how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to be doing a video and all of a sudden say, oh yeah, by the way. So I hope that'll be something that somebody would like to do. Darn Good Yarn. Thank you, Darn Good Yarn, for having good products. But it's thank you to 2 OGs that's sponsoring the giveaway, not YouTube. And I'll put the rest of the rules down below. I'll find them somewhere. I think I pasted them in one of my other videos. So that's my acquisition from Darn Good Yarn. I have one more that literally just came today. I had been waiting on this for quite a while. And Cinnamon would like it. It's Premier. I do like Premier yarns. I like Hobie. I like a lot of yarns. Being in Canada, we don't have the kind of yarn stores that you guys have. I do a lot of mine online. In fact, probably 90% of mine online. Alright, I'm going to be careful opening this here. And this ties in with one of my half-finished objects. They were having a sale. And some of this is for a special person. And they had it on Serenity Sock Yarn. Now, I got, let's see. These were on sale. It was special offers. If I remember correctly, these were on sale for $1.99. So I got, let's see, this one, and I got one out of the bag. Oh, that one too. Okay, so these are the ones I got. Now we'll go through the colors. Okay, this one here is called Violets. Oh, Violets. So it's pretty purple. Here, I'll open up the packs. I always put them in Ziplocs anyways. see the colors. I don't know how true that's coming out. Working on the lighting situation in here. Let's put that one down a little bit. Okay, on here, it's a superfine number 1, 50% superwash merino wool, 25% rayon, made from bamboo, and 25% nylon. And like the pattern on here is like foot warmers. I do have a granddaughter that's a dancer, so it might be something too. But it's suggested needle size and hook size. Let's see. Knitting needles is a 2.75 or a US 2. And crochet is a US E4, 3.5 millimeter. And it's very soft, sock yarn. So, but it is thin. Like I said, it's stock yarn. So I got 3 of those. And then I got, these are kind of mixed up. They mix these up. Make sure I'm cutting anything. And I got a couple of these. This color here. It's same stats. And this is, they're made in Turkey. I've got to tell you that they're made in Turkey. And this color, okay, where's the color? Is called Chill. I thought that makes pretty stock yarns. And I did tell you the yardage. My bad. Yardage. 230 yards per 50 grams. So each one of these is 50 grams. So there's a pair of socks. If you make, high socks. But one, I don't know, I'll have to see. Do the gauge. We'll see. One might make like just a small footy. But we'll see. So I got 2 of those. And then I got 3 of these, 3 or 4 of these. This is Pastel Party. And I think, is this one Pastel Party too? Yes, I got 4 of these. And let's see what else. And then I got, look at this. And this one here, this is called Borealis. I like this one. And there's 2 of these. And then I got 1 surf. Now, when I was ordering these, when they have those sales, as fast as you put something in your cart, it runs out. And I had more in there, but everything I put in out of stock for not enough quantity in stock. So, but this is enough to add to my sock yarn that I have, and I can make some nice socks. And some of it is for somebody that I'll be nameless. They want to be anonymous. Anyways, so that's the only acquisitions I had. I do have a Hirschner's ordered that is missing. I called Hirschner's today. It was ordered February 17th, I think, and it still hasn't got here. And for the price, I'll show you the price here. You'll see my price of my shipping. If you look here, okay, I don't know if you can see that. There was, let me see, 6, 9, 10. There was 12 skeins, 50-gram skeins, and it came to $24. And then there was a special, which I had a special offer, $35.88. I saved. My shipping was $13.72. The total was $37.72, and that is U.S., which is, when you do the exchange rate for Canadian, currently the Canadian dollar is tanking, courtesy of the coronavirus. But I don't want to talk about that. I'm sure everybody's heard enough of it. So that's what I had for acquisitions. Since I haven't done a video for a while, there's a lot, but I think I'm going to have to split this into a couple videos, because there's just too much. Now, half finished object, and I am proud of myself. Mary, check this out. I am trying to get better at doing my socks. So I went back to the Briggs & Little worsted weight, 80-20, 80 wool, 20 nylon. And it's just a basic sock, basic pattern. I can show you the pattern. I have several simple socks. But wait till you see this. It's finished. Check that heel and gusset. I finally did it. Look at that. Look at my heel and gusset. It's in a 2x2 rib. Look at that. And I did Kitchener toe. I gotta get better at that, but it's a work in progress. But I already cast it on the second sock, so we don't get second sock syndrome. And this is hot pink. And you guys can laugh at this. I don't have sock blockers, or I want to get some, but I gotta find one that's priced right. So I don't know if I can get my foot in here. Ta-da! And that's how far it comes up. The mama legs. Lady shaved. Spring's approaching. But yep, I did the medium size because I wear a size 7. And that's my sock. Yeah, I know, foot and thing. I did the best I could. I don't have sock blockers to show you what it looks like. But I am so proud of that. So proud of that. And check this out. No hole. This pattern tells you a secret to doing it. And like I said, I have the other one on the needles. I lost my sock. The pattern I used was called the Cushy Chroma Socks, and it's a free pattern. You can get it. Hold on here. I'll put as usual. I'll put the information down below. This is designed by Audrey Knight, and it's Odd Knits at oddknits.com. It's called the Cushy Chroma Sock. Okay. Now she used, I think she used Knit Picks Chroma worsted. Okay. So, you know, it is what it is. But it's a very easy pattern. It's done on DPNs. I had posted in one of my other videos a link to Off the Needles that has a whole series of videos breaking it down step by step. And Caroline's part of the Fiber Friends podcast. But yep, that was it. I used it takes, now they do it in 2 size DPNs, 3.75, which I didn't have, so I used 3.5, which actually worked out good. And then the heel and foot is done in a 4mm. And I did them on the 4 needles, with the 5th one being my working needle. So I'm quite proud of myself to get that done. I have been a year trying to get this done. I did 1 pair, but they were so wonky. Good. They were embarrassing. So I'm excited, and I got my pattern, and I just followed the pattern but with one thing I didn't make the mistake of with these is I made sure I finished. I used stitch markers. I marked my needles with a stitch marker, which needle was 1, 2, 3, 4, because in the pattern it tells you exactly, you know, move these stitches to this needle and that needle, and you know, back and forth on these needles. This is the heel, this is the instep. So you know, I liked the pattern. I have some fancy sock yarn, and but I'm waiting to use that. Just like that there, I have some sock yarn from Hobie and a few other places. I'm gonna move it down a little bit to do my socks. And I do have 9-inch circulars, which are great for using on the sock yarn. But for worsted, the worsted's just too thick. So I'm just making those for me to wear, you know, around the house. I actually told my husband, said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Making you a pair of socks." He said, "Not in that color." I said, if you were secure enough and you're being a man, you don't have any problem wearing pink. I says, no, they're for me. Okay. Oh, anyways, so that was my half-finished object. What else have I been working on? I was doing 2 test patterns for designers, and they were supposed to be done this week. I'll have to interject a little bit of why these are not done. Monday morning I got a call that my 37-year-old nephew passed away, and I'm not able to go home to see my sister. She was there when my son passed away, and I'm not able to be there for her, which was very heartbreaking to me because I was worried about her, and I wanted to go home to be with her. But with what's going on and the borders closing, and if you leave the country, you go into quarantine for 14 days when you get back. That's if they don't between the time I would leave and get down there and head back, but they didn't close them off completely, depending on how bad this nightmare gets. So I contacted the designers and told them circumstances and said, I will get these done, and I will get you pictures and notes and everything to you. And they were both wonderful. And I've talked about them both before, but I will show you what I have been working on. The first one is a design by Hortense of Knitting with Chopsticks. I have tested for her before, and she does both knitting and crocheting. Now, I don't know what it was about these 2 tests, but they were both in like number 2 yarn, little hooks. But I'm working on it. Okay, Hortense asked me to test this pattern, and it was called the Peplum Top. And this is what it looks like. And it's a really straightforward pattern, and I will show you the yarn I'm using. And I didn't have a lot of cotton in my stash. The yarn I had ordered for it is in the Hersher's order that's missing. And Hersher says it left on the 17th of February. Usually don't take that long. The yarn I'm using for this project, for this test, is from Hobie, and it's Scandinavian Cotton 8/4. Okay, it is a thin yarn. Okay, this color is teal. It's 100% cotton, 50 grams, approximately 170 meters, which probably put it about 180 yards roughly. I think I figured 187 yards. It's a nice cotton to work with. It glides over my hooks, and it's really nice. So that's the one I'm using. Now, I have got the whole front done, and you'll see stitch markers and all kind of stuff and papers, because I always mark my front and my back. But this, I don't know how much you can see of it, is the top. And she needed a size 4X done, which is not my size. So I said I'd do it. I did have somebody that could model it for me, and I tried it on, and it fit the front. It fit perfect. And I'm working on the back. And pretty much all it is single crochet and double crochet. That's all it is. But I'll tell you what, the drape in this yarn is unbelievable. So I'm working on that one, and it was done. For me to get gauge, I had to go down to a size, I don't know if you can see this, D hook 3.25, and that's what I had to go down to get gauge. She had suggested, I think it was a 4.0. I couldn't get gauge. 2 or 3 tries on gauge, because on patterns I do gauge watch. When I'm doing something for me, nah, I don't gauge watch. But that is the one test, and I will get it finished for Hortense, because she is just a awesome designer. Now, the other one that I was doing as I had told you before, when we talked about being pattern designer, was the Pretty in Pink by Stephanie Aaron. Look at them sleeves. Aren't they gorgeous? So, she was the one I did the celestial capelet for in the twirls and mohair, kid mohair. My first time working with mohair. And then I got picked to do a second test pattern, and lo and behold, the only yarn I had in my stash that would meet the criteria for the pattern test was Patton's lace, wool, and mohair. I don't mind working with mohair. It's just if you have to frog it, oh, it's a pain. And when you're doing a test, you frog. So I will show you the yarn that I'm doing. This is the yarn, Patton's lace. You cannot get this, by the way, it's discontinued. I had gotten in a spin, excuse me, in a Spin Right tent sale last year. This is Dove Gray. It's a number 2 fine. US 4 knitting needles, US E or 4 crochet hook. Made in Turkey. 80% acrylic, 10% mohair, 10% wool. 85 grams, 3 ounces, and it is yardage. I'm trying to find the yards, and it's not on here. Oh, wonderful. Oh, approximately 498 yards. And I had 6 of them. 6 or 8. And I'm going to use all of them. But I will show you what I have done. I have got the yoke, and I'm into the body and sleeves. Now this pattern used 2 size hooks. Okay. This was 3.75. And this is the one that the body's done in. And this is the 7.7, size 7, 4.5 millimeter, and that's what the sleeves are done in. Now, it's not bad switching back and forth between hook sizes when you're doing a pattern. The body of the pattern is basically single crochet and extended single crochets. But what gets confusing is when you have to maintain stitch count. That is vital on this pattern. I can't show you the pattern because it's not released yet. I mean, I can show you the picture, but I can't show you the pattern. But I will show you what I have done. And this is part of the sleeve. I don't know if you can see the lace. And then this is the body. And this is being done for the same person as doing the other one. That person's going to be my model for this size. Because I had to do it. I couldn't do my size because she had too many. So I don't mind doing a different size. But that's the other sleeve. A lot of work in this, and a lot of frogging, a lot of frustration, and yarn everywhere. But I'll get it done, and when it's all finished, I will be taking some really nice photos. I'm hoping to go down to the beach to do it. But that was my 2 works in progress that I have going. I don't consider the cow blanket a work in progress. And I will put that in another video because I can see this video is running a little long. So please remember, if you like the video, give me a little thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs down, I don't care. I hear everybody say that, so I thought I'd say it. And look for some more videos. Friday I think will be a fairy chat. My days are pretty long right now with this nightmare that's going on of people not being able to work, so we have to cover the patients and clients. I work in the healthcare field. What are you going to do? So, before I leave, we can do a little excerpt. Something happy-go-lucky from Tales from a Small Island by Sterling Lambert. I'm just going to open it up to one. Okay. This is, oh, how this, listen to this. This is Storm of the Century. I'll tell you, this one is a long one. So I will use this one in just an episode by itself because it is rather long. So we'll get another one. Some of them are longer than others. So I will find one for you. I'm trying to find one that's not real long. Okay, we got one here called the First UFO. Not a star could be seen through the inky overcast that completely covered the late November sky some 60 years ago. The only light visible was the dim, eerie glow of the kerosene lamps that peered through the windows of the dozen or so houses that dotted the hillside in the little village of Chocolate Cove on Deer Island. So you know this is from a while back because there's no electricity. Most of the residents had stoked their fires for the night before ascending the stairs for bed. The local shopkeeper had locked up for the night, and the 3 or 4 men who gathered there every evening to discuss last season's crops or last summer's fishing had departed. As one of the men neared his home, he caught sight of something out of the corner of his eye. There, high in the heavens above him, was a brilliant light. His first thought was that it must be the moon peeking through a break in the clouds, but that thought soon left him as the strange light started moving, slowly at first, then dancing crazily across the blackened sky, swinging in great arcs and swooping at times near to the very spot where his feet seemed frozen to the earth. His eyes widened, and such a chill went up his back that he shuddered all over. Somehow he managed to cover the short distance to his house. He burst into the kitchen where his family was gathered and slammed the door behind him, his breath now coming in rapid pants and the color drained from his face. All he could do was point to the window and say, "The sky! Up in the sky!" His wife took one look out of the window and ran for the old wall telephone, giving it a frantic crank. When the phone rang at this hour of the night, every receiver on the party line that served the little village was taken off the hook. Within minutes, every resident had heard the news, and all had seen the strange light in the nighttime sky. Some pulled their window blinds, some prayed, some peeked out, not daring to take their eyes off it, while others went to bed and pulled the covers over their heads. For a solid hour that seemed like eternity, the residents of Chocolate Cove lived in terror like they had never known before as the dreaded apparition dimmed, brightened, danced about the sky, and sometimes swept toward them as they thought it would consume them. And then it disappeared as suddenly as it had come. Those who slept at all that night did so fitfully, and all blessed the morning sun as it rose above the horizon. Soon all the men of the village gathered at the little general store, discussing in hushed voices the events that had transpired the night before. Suddenly the door burst open, and an excited young boy exclaimed, "The thing! The thing! It's up in the graveyard!" And he went down the road up the path that led to the cemetery on the hilltop. The men looked at one another and without a word hurriedly followed in the footsteps of the boy. As they rounded the last bend in the road, they all stopped as one they saw it. It's a great span impaled on the scraggly limbs of an old oak tree. A giant kite. Suspended by wires beneath it, its chimney blackened and its flame still flickering, was an old red kerosene lantern, just like they all had at home. To this day, the name of the instigator of that terrible prank has never been discovered. If it had been known that morning, quite possibly the guilty party would have been strung up on the old oak tree alongside Deer Island's first UFO. So I hope that brought a little comfort and cheer to you. Tales from a Small Island. And the next installment will be in a future video. So everybody, please take care. Wash your hands. Don't hoard. If you have a neighbor that needs some help or you're elderly, ask them if you could get them anything from the store if you're going to the store for them. Check on them. Make sure they're okay. This is a time when living where I live is great because everybody watches out for everybody. We all may be told to stay in our homes, but we don't let our neighbors go without. We don't let our neighbors not have a warm place to go. So, until next time, this is Antoinette, 2 OGs, Hookin and Stitchin, thanking my Yarny Yayas for coming once again to listen to me ramble on like the crazy nutter I am. And I hope in the future this is all just going to be a bad nightmare and we can get back to doing what it is we're doing. But we all know we have yarn to pass the time. And a smile to you, a smile to your neighbor, a smile to somebody else to pass it on. And the world will bounce bounce back from this craziness. And I will talk to you later. Thank you, and have a great night. Be safe.